So in this TalkSport interview, Tyson Fury says that the biggest threat to him behind Deontay Wilder is Oleksandr Usyk. Okay, so I'm going to quote the Gypsy King directly here. He says, so that's the biggest challenge. And he's talking about Wilder. He says, probably Wilder. I've already fought him. I've already beat him once. So that's the biggest challenge they have. I don't see anybody else being much of a challenge, to be honest. But maybe Oleksandr Usyk. He's an awkward-looking guy, southpaw, unified cruiserweight world champion, an undefeated world champion. So maybe he can be next toughest challenge. All right? So he's, kind of in a roundabout way praising Usyk, saying that he could be the next toughest challenge after Wilder. But just a few days later, Tyson Fury says this: I won't watch Ruiz Joshua. Well, that is what that is. I'm sure he will watch it. And he says, I'd beat Usyk with one hand. Now, we know Tyson Fury likes to clown around and say things to get a reaction and what have you. But does he honestly not rate Oleksandr Usyk to the point where he thinks he could beat him with one hand? Because there's a lot of people out there who believe that the only person in the heavyweight division who can challenge Tyson Fury is Oleksandr Usyk. And I've seen a lot of people who are kind of Fury fans, and they've said, you know what, Usyk is dangerous for Fury because Usyk can really box. He's the only one who has the skills to compete, skill set for skill set with Fury. There are other guys who have the power maybe to catch Fury with a big shot, etc. But when it comes to skills, Usyk is the only guy on Fury's level. Now, I personally think, and in fact, let me quote the Gypsy King first. He says, I don't think much about Usyk, to be honest. He never enters the brainwaves, never. He's not someone, or he's not someone I'd rather think about, to be honest. I could probably beat Usyk with one arm tied behind my back, and I'll let you pick which one you want me to fight with, left or right. Either way, it would be good night. I don't want to talk about, I don't know what to talk about, to be fair. The boxing scene, I'm quite sick of boxing. Excuse me, let me go back and say that again. I'm quite sick of boxing. Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk, etc. F me. The list goes on, and there's going to be another 10 coming out the woodwork anytime soon. There is so many, but what does it really matter? They are all MFers anyway, and they're all going to get F'd up. So those are the words of the Gypsy King. Yeah, I would be fascinated to see Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury, because I'm still not convinced that Tyson Fury is going to have such an easy time against a mover. The last time that Tyson Fury fought a mover was Steve Cunningham. And we know what happened there. He had a very tough time. He had to change up the game plan on the fly, because when he tried to box with Cunningham, he couldn't catch him. He was frustrated with Cunningham as early as the first round. That's why he was doing all the showboating, trying to goad Cunningham on, telling him, come to me, attack me. Stand in front of me. Stop moving around. All right? So he was frustrated early against Cunningham. And that led him to walk onto a big right hand at the start of the second and get dropped very heavily. Okay, so I'll be fast. Maybe Fury has improved so much that he's way better at dealing with movers now. I don't know. That's why, to me, it's fascinating, or it would be fascinating, to see Fury in there against somebody like an Usyk or even Michael Hunter. Yes, I know people are going to scoff at that. I'm not saying Michael Hunter beats Tyson Fury. All I'm saying is he has the kind of, foot speed and footwork and hand speed too to present a different kind of challenge to Tyson Fury, a challenge he hasn't come up against for a very long time. So preferably Usyk, because Usyk is a fantastic mover. He's got a tremendous work rate. He's going to be quick at heavyweight, very light on his feet. We know great stamina. So be interesting to see how a big guy like Fury deals with the in and out movement and the side to side movement of Usyk. Because a big guy like Tyson Fury, when you introduce fast movement which is faster than they're used to, in and out and messing with the range, they can struggle when it comes to accuracy. They can struggle to get their jab off. They can struggle. You understand? This is what happens. It's essentially somebody doing to Tyson Fury what he normally does to opponents. What Tyson Fury did to Vlad. Because Vlad's not used to somebody moving around as much as Fury did, especially not when they're that big. Yeah? So Vlad couldn't get his range. But a little guy like Usyk potentially could put Fury in that same position Vlad was in. Now, I'm sure Fury would be more aggressive than Vlad. He'd throw more punches, but he'd have the same kind of problems. So I'd be fascinated to see Fury versus Usyk. I'd be fascinated to see Usyk versus any of the heavyweights. Usyk versus Wilder, Usyk versus Joshua. And there's a lot of people picking Usyk over Joshua, and I can see why. You know, Joshua's by far the clunkiest of the top 5 heavyweights. A guy who's smooth and, you know, a southpaw and moves well like Usyk, has all that skill, and he's fought big guys before. Could be a nightmare for him. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening. I'm out.